What's up, guys? Jason Cardamone here. I know it's been a while, and depending on how well you know me, you may have noticed I have been a little more silent here at the beginning of 2018 and have something really exciting to share with you. So pay attention. I'm really going to share what's been on my heart here. I am going to share loads of wisdom. I've been in this online industry now for over 12 years and really been deeply reflective. I've been meditating very deep for, over a year now, almost every single day. But I've gone, I've really mastered a lot of skill and there's no end to it. But I've had a lot of insights show up, and that's really what's on my heart around sharing this video with you. Now, here's why you need to pay close attention is that there is a very important deadline that can mean the difference of plus or minus $300 to you. And what the deadline is Monday, June 18th at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern time. If you're seeing this video after that, there is no way to get plugged into what I'm sharing with you for free. You are going to have to pay to get in, but you will still, you'll understand what I'm going to present to you here, what that might look like for you. And let me real quickly check sound. Let me check and make sure everything's working okay, guys. Looks good. Okay, everything looks good here. I'm going for this. So whether you are seeing this because you're one of my YouTube subscribers, Twitter subscribers, you're in one of my Facebook groups, you're on my email list I've been building for 11 of those 12 years online, wherever you're coming to this, wherever you're seeing this from, dude, I'm just going to lay some things out there, and some people aren't going to like what I have to say. And quite frankly, I have a duty, obligation, responsibility, literally as my life's mission, and with what I stand for and with what I have in my mind and my heart. It's not okay for me to sit around for the last 6 months and not pour everything out there. And I know I'm literally about to start bawling. I can feel it. I have such a passion around this, and that's where all this energy and emotion comes from. And so I can't afford to be the former guy that discovered in 2010 at a Tony Robbins seminar that I walked around my whole flipping life, and I'm about to turn 43 in just over a week now, that I walked around my life evaluating literally every decision by, do they like me? And they is you. As you're hearing my voice right now and you're seeing me, I hope, do I have this set up? Yes, you should be seeing me. I'll do a screenshot here soon. I'm going to show you some things as well. I'm laughing because I just screwed this up the other day. I had to reshoot a huge technical training video. I was doing all the stuff on my screen and they can only see this crazy guy over here. So we're going to really dive into some important things, and it's really, honestly, guys, I've slipped back for the majority here of the beginning of 2008 into caring too much about what other people think of me, trying to appease that little social mechanism we all have inside. We're literally wired basically, you guys have seen The Hangover, I'm sure most of you, the wolf pack, the analogy to that. Literally, we're wired inside to be pack animals. And that instinct that's planted millions of years inside all my nervous system, and in fact all of ours, that's been firing and triggering like crazy for a lot in 2018. And I've been growing more and more aware of it, and finally some things happen and some amazing coaches and friends and mentors and random synchronicities all happen, and by the grace of God and all the universe and quantum everything came together, and that's why you're getting this video right now. And so here's what I'm going to just say is that I'm going to somewhere in the middle of here, and I'll also do this at the end so you don't have to stay to understand everything I'm sharing here. If you're someone who's known me, dude, some of you guys have known me for more than a decade. Some of my very best friends are literally watching this right now. I also have plenty of the peanut gallery of the people that are like, dude, what's he up to? Or they've been engaged with me in different moments throughout my career. Some of them always have had my back. Some of them have had my back at one point, maybe now, maybe previously, maybe not now. And whoever you are as you're watching this, I'm going to share a way for you to plug into something that I'm doing. And the only way to get in for free, because it is in a pre-launch, is literally before Monday night, the 18th, before 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern. And so it's going to take me a little bit to upload this video to YouTube to get it out. So if you're on my email list, you're literally going to have a couple hours. If you're on Facebook Live or wherever else I'm streaming this right now, you're going to have a little bit more time to take action here. And it's no big deal. You enter like a name and a username and an email and some basic info to lock in a position with literally no risk to you. And then you're going to get a 11 to 13 day window to evaluate everything before we're going to ask you to make any kind of decisions. And I will also tell you, this is not going to cost you thousands or even tens of thousands of dollars like some of the programs that are out there, or some of the programs that I've promoted before. I'll also share how this fits in to my greater funnel and really what I'm doing to better serve the people that need serving the most. And here's what I mean by that. I have a little note card somewhere. Let me make sure I can I can go right into that. That's cool. Basically, one of the patterns I've noticed, and I have something really important to share about back from, I did some drop shipping back in 2014, and it was only like a 8-month stint, plus or minus. But I learned, not only did I learn a lot, it was really, really eye-opening. And in fact, it led to doors opening that literally, guys, quite honestly, my income literally exploded from the connections that came out of that time. But there's very important lessons that happened right during that time. And I was super struggling at the time. And I've been full-time since 2008. My income had always gone up and down, up and down. We need a little more. I'll hustle, find out like either owners were a little bit shady, guys doing drugs, getting thrown in jail, being in rehab, like companies being stranded out. Not like people being there, whether it's leadership or owners or both, that they're just there to ultimately in the end to make money and not necessarily to serve the client or the customer. Other companies, they were there to serve the client or the customer. They just didn't have the organization. They didn't have the experience to pull things together. And I would say I've been in all of the positions that I'm mentioning with you. I've literally never been the guy chasing money. I've literally always I say literally a lot. I always put that behind others, even to the dismay of my family over time. Even there was a big period of last year, I went 6 figures in debt, working my butt off, literally trying to herd cats like no other, and like gigantic, super independent cats that some making money, some experiencing different levels and trying to get things together. And I just didn't have the skills and the leadership and everything to pull it all together. And I also was like, I didn't have any ownership. And because of that, I ultimately couldn't make the decisions that needed to be made. And because I took so long to communicate things, and guys, this has happened in different areas, that things just weren't where they needed to be. And what's cool about it, as we step back and look at like the bigger funnel here, is that what I'm going to show to you tonight is literally, this is going to become my new front end of a funnel. And basically, let me show you this really quickly. I get to use my cool little board here, and let me make sure things are set up here. Let's do red. Let's do, oh no, I think this should work like this. Let me see if this thing works. Yes. So basically, guys, a funnel like looks like this. Well, you guys all know what a funnel is. It's like goes down, you like filter a bunch of stuff, and there's different levels of like everybody comes in up above, aka traffic or people you're introducing to something, and there's different levels of basically filtering, and what ends up coming out the bottom is the stuff that hasn't been, like at this level, maybe a bunch of stuff gets filtered out, prospects aren't qualified, they don't have enough money, they have a crappy attitude, they're not teachable. Down at this level, maybe they had some of that, and maybe they just want to try to run their own show, so they kind of go off on their own. They're kind of plugged in, they're kind of not, but they basically fall out of the funnel. And basically what you end up at the bottom is like your customers that are teachable, they work hard, they have the right mindset, they're willing to invest in themselves, and basically they're the ones who have the success. But you had to get rid of like tons and tons of people to get down to the other. So that's basically what a funnel is. Now, how do I delete the whole board here? Oh yeah, C. I haven't used this thing in like more than 6 months, so dude, come on. Do I want to clear this page? Yes, please clear my page. Okay, let me try to refresh. Yeah, okay, sweet. Okay, now now we're gonna flip that thing on its side. So imagine the funnel now, it's gonna go this way from left to right. Now, too bad I had to reset that. Now I gotta reset all these things. So now what I want to show you what front end and back end means. Here's what I'm gonna show you, and I'm gonna demonstrate exactly why this is damn important. And I'm not gonna talk a lot about my back end, but it may or may not have to do with a high ticket item. It actually does have to do with a high ticket item. And there are some details and some meetings that still some things need to be worked out, so I can see where things will fit in, what resources I need to build with what you're going to hear about Team Inspire tonight, and what resources others already have that freaking work, that literally do what people are buying, and they over deliver, and expectations are set correctly, and everything is awesome. So basically what I mean by front end is that imagine now the traffic is going from left to right instead of top to bottom. The front end is up here, something that typically is a little bit lower price, and then as people have more success or basically get into profits, in this case, if it was like, let's say the front end was a health thing, they lose the weight, they gain the energy, they get to whatever result they're going to get, then they can advance in the funnel to basically whatever the next part is. So I'm not going to talk, and this would be called the back end, BE. This is called the front end of a funnel, FE. And guys, this goes way deeper too. Even before this, you would have like a lead capture page, someone enter your name and email. And then in the middle of there's some different videos and things. And then somewhere in there, pay a little bit of money. And you can build all that and go straight into a high ticket offer. You can offer multiple things in the middle here. There's so many versions of this. We're not here to get into details around this, but here's what we are here to talk about. And we're going to see if this thing, that is so crazy. It won't, there. I just have to mess with the screen. It cleared the page finally. Cool. So here's what's been on my mind is that in 2014, I was doing this drop shipping offer. And basically what it turned into was a network marketing program that basically taught people how to be successful in drop shipping. And exactly like I was just showing you, they had basically a lead capture page up here. They had like a $25 per month program right here. And then people could also purchase, or they could wait for $100 per month program. And then they also had additional programs. And honestly, I forgot all the numbers, but I think it was something like a one-time, that's supposed to be $250 program. I believe there's a one-time $500, and then there's a one-time 1,000, 1,500, something like that. And these were the different, sorry guys, my pad is like so far away, I can't really draw this correctly. You can see it's like curving. It's way over here. I don't have this set up because we're not going to do too much of this. But I wanted to show you this because this is a version of a funnel. This just happened to be all contained within one dropshipping company. So here's why I'm sharing this with you. Something happened here that was really special. And I've seen things like this in other programs, but they didn't always, they weren't always grown from customers having success. The ones I've seen in the past were grown from like pressure and basically hype. And you won't be in the special club if you don't go, you know, quote, all in. If you're not all in, you're out of the big boys, the big girls club. And that would mean buying everything. And until you buy everything, you're really not in the cool kids club. Now, that wasn't what this dropshipping company did. What they did was literally, here's what I saw. I used to have the percentages. I think it was somewhere around 10% of people, 10 to 20% started off. They would upgrade to this 100 per month program. But most people who joined just stayed right here until they started literally seeing success and making more than $25 a month, literally following what they had paid for in this training. And then from there, they were like, wow, that freaking works. Their expectations are that they're like, you know what? Now I'm actually willing to upgrade and buy the next thing. So what'd they do? They'd buy product number 2 here, and lo and behold, that also over-delivered. It literally worked. And next thing you know, people are making more than 100 per month. Guys, I'm not talking about they're not growing a business. They're not growing a team. I'm not talking about the things I've mastered and duplicated and taught people over the years. I'm talking about drop shipping, which I've also mastered and also found all kinds of little hacks to and taught that to my teams and everything else. Like, I always add extra value. But, and that's what you're going to hear about what this whole Team Inspire thing is all about. But here's this company. If we just look at that, ignore that Jason's doing this team in this drop shipping company. Ignore all that. I have never had anything like this where the product / service, it was basically a set of education. It was so, and then somewhere at the top there was a service up here. But anyway, it was so successful. Literally, people just kept upgrading as they had more success because they believed in the company more. Their trust grew, and they just kept upgrading and buying stuff. What happened on the builders, the network marketing side, is that it was really easy to introduce customers because in fact, guys, I remember over 45% of every person who joined me literally got into profit in this thing. And what that means is that a huge percentage of those people, they just kept upgrading down this road. Dude, there was like no pressure. I didn't have any whiz bang shiny bells to give them for upgrading. I didn't have the special clubs to offer them. I know I always do like give people more attention that are more committed, because one way of showing commitment is like the time, the money that people are putting in the business, the quality of the questions they're asking. Do they just ask questions all the time, and do they go out and find answers and then ask if they can't find them? Do they bring value to groups? All these kind of things. But those of you that know me well know I end up helping everybody on the planet, because that's literally what my freaking mission statement, what my purpose is. And in fact, even like a year and a half or so ago, I had a friend talking to me, and he was like, Jason, I want to see you focusing on Jason and just go freaking producing and not just like serving the whole community like crazy. And this was like it was a really like special private conversation. He basically was giving me coaching advice, and in that moment was like a mentor and a coach to me. And as far as numbers go, he was absolutely exactly correct with what I needed to do to create more income. But there was something else happening, is that what you're seeing on the screen here, this wasn't being provided. And I didn't realize why the ads I was running were sucking and why like there's an incongruency there. And it took me like more than a year to freaking figure this out. What I finally figured out was the percentage of people having success was really low, even if it was a little better than other things that I've done throughout the industries. Does it work? Yes. But also the amount of skill it took people over time was so great that most people wouldn't stick around for the many months to have that success and pour in the thousands of dollars or $10,000+ just to get started. And so here's why I'm sharing all this stuff is that what I'm going to show you here literally in the next couple minutes here is a version of what this drop shipping company did back in the day. And the difference is that there's no upgrading down the road here. There's like literally one product. So you come in, which you can get totally for free before 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern here on June 18th, 2018. And if you're seeing this after that, you can still get in. You just have to pay up front to get in, and then it's like a small monthly. It's under $100. I think it's like 60, 70, 80 bucks a month. It's less than a Starbucks per day. In fact, it's like you could have 2 of these for a Starbucks per day, and depending on what size you get. So it's literally a single product, but it literally works like this, and it's totally focused on the client side. And that's what I'm so freaking excited about. And here's my vision for how this is going to work. So I had showed you the front end and the back end. What I want to see is if I'm bringing if I'm bringing somebody into something. Let's do the front end here. Oh my gosh, that's even worse with my mouse. I better get back to using this thing. The front end, and let's say I have a back end here. And let's say in this back end, you have a chance to make like a full-time income like way more quickly than most things out there. But you have to have freaking really good marketing skills. You have to have really good ad budget to bring in the traffic, or you have to be really influential. So either traffic or influential. Why does this not write? Maybe I pressed too hard with my hand down on the thing and it detects my hand too. And you literally also, on top of all that, you have to have all of the personal development, the mindset. Like that's really comes true for everything. But this literally takes a minimum of months. In fact, the other part of this, and I don't know if this part's been addressed, you also had to be a damn good salesperson. And that part may be gone for the back end that I'm referring to. We might have that part of it addressed here. And in fact, everything has been improving. So at this time a year ago, things were like really rough, and I've watched improvements since then. And so that's all like good stuff. But the reason I'm not going a lot of details here, because there's a lot of like, it doesn't matter. The urgency is around like the time for tonight, and there's still details to be sorted here. But wouldn't it be better if I'm asking you to go to events and you're going to pay a minimum of what, $300 to $500 for an event? Basically, events for hotel airfare basically cost $1,000, or you can split a room with other people. You can cut your costs. Basically, events cost a minimum of about $800 to $1,000 to get to, unless you drive to it. Then they can be a little bit less. Before I'm going to ask you to put a minimum of $300 to $500 a month into traffic, into your marketing, and that's not even going to guarantee a result. That's with you learning and getting data. Guys, when you're doing your traffic and things out there, you're doing that to get data back. You're not doing that to go get into profit your first month, because with the data you can make course corrections, and that's how you get into profit. So unless you're already coming into the door with basically 10 grand up front and essentially another $1,000 a month. And if that's you, let's talk, because I can plug you into something that works really, really solid. That's not what tonight is about. But you literally have to come to the table with 10 grand and $1,000 a month to plug into this vehicle. And before I even give this my blessing, I have some more meetings and some stuff to sort out here. I didn't mean to cross that out. That's not what that was. I need to, before this connection is made, we have to sort some stuff out. So we're going to talk about this front end, and the vision is you get in to a nice profit over here. Let's go make you the 10K with this thing. Let's go make you several thousand a month. And in fact, you don't even have to have the whole 10K. You can do all that stuff with OPM, other people's money, but it's still going to cost you monthly to borrow other people's money. You're still going to need $1,000+ a month. So why don't we get you into a really healthy spot over here? And then you're in a better emotional, psychological, and financial position, including it probably a better relational position. You don't have to hide crap from your spouse like I've had to do at different moments in my career, because you've had success in something similar to that drop shipping. Guys, this has nothing to do with drop shipping. So now if you're someone who already knows me, you trust me, you've already seen enough, and you don't even care what the whole front end is, and you're like, dude, let's go. I'm going to give you a link. You can sign up for free right now. You're not going to know what anything is, but here's what you do need to know. It's free to sign up right now, and that changes Monday night, June 18th, 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern. After that, you're going to pay a couple $100 to get in. Then you're going to pay like $70, $80 a month starting 30 days later. And that's it. There's no like jumping up the ladder like I'd shown in the dropshipping thingy. And here's the link you go to do that. It is cryptoloophole.com. And I know you can't really see that very well. Let me see if I could do my magic here. Come here, hand. There we go. Can you see that pretty good? Cryptoloophole.com. That's where you can go to sign up for free before 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern on June 18th. I know you don't even know what the hell this is. It's something called Unifii. It has to do, obviously, from the name here, it has to do with crypto and cryptocurrency. This has nothing to do with you giving other people your keys and you throwing your money and letting other people control it, and some of the mistakes that have been made by myself and others in different crypto opportunities. This is, well, I'm going to show you exactly what this is. We're going to basically, in fact, let's just show you a piece of it. Now, the back office right now, guys. Now, I'm going to demonstrate what I'm so excited about. Now, because remember, I said an opportunity for someone to come in. Now, I didn't actually say this, so let me say this first. What I'm about to show you is something that has such a low barrier to you having success. I didn't say it's guaranteed. If you're lazy, you can leave all of my list and leave, like, unfriend me and just leave my whole life, because you're never going to make it in life unless you're willing to take personal responsibility for everything in your life. And in fact, that's a big part, if you heard the first few minutes, why this webinar is happening right now. So you have to be able to work hard. Now, how hard? Minutes per day. And in fact, I would go so far as to say you can do this in far less than 10 minutes a day, and you can work that down into a few minutes per day. Now that starts to make this sound all bullshit. It sounds hypey and it sounds fake. I'm going to explain to you exactly how the billion-dollar giants that mess around in the trading industries, I will show you. You want to know how to make like $1 million? Put $1 billion into something that's going to go up by 0.1% or 1%, whatever by a small percent. And if somehow you can know that's going to happen or manipulate things, which happens all the freaking time in the governments that be. And I'm not going into all that rabbit hole, but you have no idea how much the greater financial systems of the world are controlled by a handful of uber powerful people that have so much money they don't even care about money. They care about power and control, and that's what they're going for. Now, the way they don't have to care about money, because they've manipulated things literally so long, they've done this little play of like, dude, you borrow me $1 billion and I'll make sure your little story doesn't get out that you're going to go to jail or get killed for the rest of your life. Obviously, for the rest of your life if you're killed. And you're going to borrow me $1 billion for the next week while we manipulate this and put out these stories and do this stuff. This thing's going to go up. I'm going to make the $1 million. You get your money back and you're set. And then they go do it with a whole bunch of other times. And next thing you know, we have the next manipulative superpowers in the house. That happens all the freaking time. So we're going to talk about versions of that without the manipulation, without that stuff, without all the manipulation, the evil part of that, what I'm sharing there. So I'm going to show you exactly how this works. And I'll also show you the countdown timer. We have 4 hours and 12 minutes and 39 seconds left. And what the main part you're going to get inside of a Unifii business are these 4 areas. Now, you're not going to see a lot right now, so it's like pointless for me to like click around. I'm going to demonstrate to you the thing I'm the most excited about are the daily and live signals right here. Again, you want to join me for free, you want to get access. I didn't even share everything I'm doing within Team Inspire, but if you want to know all that stuff, go to cryptoloophole.com. Go sign up for free. You enter your name, a username, a phone number, a couple random things. And if you get in before, in fact, I better put that on the screen. 6 p.m. Pacific, 9. And hang on. Is this going to let me do this? Yeah. And June 18th. So that's good enough. All right, there you go. You need to go to cryptoloophole.com before 9 p.m. Eastern on June 18th, which is when I'm shooting this. And guys, I would have got this to you way earlier. There's several things that got in the way, including Father's Day yesterday. And I am putting my family before the rest of the world for some of the first times in my life. But this morning I had an internet bomb drop, literally like our internet's been broken for most of the morning. So this is, you got it. This is for fast action takers. Again, if you're a tire kicker, no even need to come in. But I'll share with you, you're going to get, you have until the 28th, 29th or so. You're going to be able to check all this stuff out and see how all this works before you make any kind of commitment. So if you're kind of interested, but you really need to like dig in here, but you fit you're teachable, you're hard worker, dude, imagine if you just had a vehicle. This is what I saw in the dropshipping world. And in fact, you know what? I'm going to freaking pull this up, because this is what I foresee happening. And I'm going to explain why as well. Because these signals, even though this isn't a pre-launch, I've had the privilege of following the CEO of this company and his team's signals since early 2018. So basically 6 months now. even though I'll share this real quickly here. Okay, here's what I want to show you. That if we go from, actually this is going to be a way cooler way to show this. Let's go from right about here. So what you see on here, guys, is the price of Bitcoin from basically the end of January to today. This is basically when I've been following the signals. Now, if you had money in Bitcoin like I did back in January, it was up at 11,000. No, I'm not talking previous to that when it hit 20 and everything. I'm saying, let's say you were just checking out these signals that they provide. Now, if you were to have money at essentially $11,000, and let's just say you threw in 10 grand into Bitcoin. So you had a little bit less than one Bitcoin back here at the end of January. And you just left your money in there like I've done for the last couple years overall, like a lot of people have done. Your money would have been worth as little as 7,000, literally like a couple weeks later. Then it was going to rocket back up to 11, and you're like freaking going out of your mind. You just lost like more than half your money, and then it goes back up. You're like, oh, I'm safe. Oh my God, it's going to, oh wait, it's back up. Oh my God, oh, this is horrible. It's down to 6,600. Then it comes back up again. You're like, thank God it's going back up, and now it's been on this downtrend. If you would have just left your money in Bitcoin the whole time I've been tracking these signals, you would basically have lost about $5,000. If you put about 10 grand in up here, it'd be worth approximately 5,000 today at the price of basically 6,400, 6,500. Now, the money that I put in with these signals, I didn't lose half the money. And in fact, I started, where did I start? About February 25th. So mine, when I first started watching these signals, Bitcoin was around 9,500. Today is around 6,500. That's a loss of about 30%, 33%. But I didn't lose the money because I was given signals that gave me little clues that there's certain points in here I should go get my money out of Bitcoin. And there's certain points in here maybe I should put my money back in. And so what really happened is instead of me losing all of this money, I actually made a little bit. And the worst part, this is actually better for you. The worst part is that I can't say I made a killing, but I could have. And the reason I didn't make a killing is because I didn't follow the signals very closely, because I was still learning to trust and believe, and I didn't give him my all whatsoever. In fact, these are like signals that you look in once a day, and they basically, here's how it works. Let me give you a good measurement again. Actually, so here's a different way of looking at the same thing you were just looking at. But notice all these red and green things. These represent 1 day worth of Bitcoin trading. So if there's a tiny little red thing, like right here, this is called a candlestick. Or if there's a bigger red one, that means a bigger loss compared to a small loss. If it's green, it means there was a gain that day in price. And so how this really works, these aren't the exact signals, guys. This is a chart taken from a place called Binance. But how the signals work is that this company of Unifii, the daily signals, and I won't even go into live, let's just talk about just daily signals. And Prosperity, you guys, is going to be training. If all of this is like, you're like, oh my God, I've never even owned Bitcoin. I don't know what it is. It's super overwhelming. I heard people use it for drug money and all this other stuff. We're going to teach you all about that, not only in Prosperity U, but I have some badass training around cryptocurrency, all within Team Inspire. And I've been involved. Here's what I'll share with you as I go to like explain what these signals are. Here's how long I've been involved in Bitcoin. April. Since just after April 2015 right here, when the price was $400. And I think it was like 440 when I saw it. Let me see here. Yeah, 440 on May 15th. I believe that's the day I was introduced to Bitcoin. And so you can imagine if I would have put a bunch of money in, I would have more than 10x'd already, 11, 12, whatever. And I did put money in starting not on the 15th because I felt like it was hard. I was confused. I didn't know how to use the wallets. We had all these freaking, I don't need to pull out all my hardware, but hardware wallets and online stuff. And me with a technical freaking background with a computer science and math degree, I was like, I don't have time for this. It's too much. It's overwhelming. In reality, what took me literally approximately 1 hour, but I didn't put in that hour until the price was around $750, $770 somewhere. It wasn't December. It was somewhere here in November. Here's 630, 667, around 1118 or so. That's when I really got into Bitcoin, even though I found out way back here when it was 5. Now I know a lot of you would have killed to get in Bitcoin at 700. I know some of you probably got in at 19 and 20K, and today maybe your money's set there, and maybe you just took the whole fall and you're down freaking 60, 70%. And what I'm going to show you is a way to not just have to ride everything and to get a little bit of insight from people who understand things. And I'll also share with you guys, for a lot of this beginning of 2018, I've not only played with like the kind of signals I'm sharing with you, like the daily kind. I've done signals where you have like 15 minutes to go purchase some random altcoin with an X% chance it's going to go up, and then you sell it if it makes X% and all this stuff. I've been like deep. Plus, I have some relatively cool background because I have a math degree. I understand a lot of higher level stuff. I'm not even touching that here. And in fact, to be honest, I don't even like using that stuff. I don't care if I have a degree in it. Math does come natural to me, but I don't want to sit there reading charts and like, I love somebody else saying, dude, this looks pretty good. You should go get this. Now, the gentleman that actually introduced me to Bitcoin way back here in middle of May 2016, he actually has a program now, and it just came out where he provides some signals, but his are designed literally, you buy something and it has a good chance to go up based on his opinion, his experience for many years now around cryptocurrency in the coming many months and couple years plus. So this is like buy and hold long term. So this is more of the plan like I was doing back when I finally got in here in November at 750 plus or minus. I was putting like 5 or 10% when I had extra money. I'd put it in and just leave it. And I literally wasn't even watching the price or anything until later 2017. I started watching price a lot more around here somewhere. But I was just chunking money each month into some Bitcoin, well, the months I could. And remember how I said I went into a ton of debt, that there was a lot of months I couldn't afford to at all. So I didn't get in tons of money. I'm not like rich off crypto or anything. In fact, not at all. I'm like damn near flat on crypto with things that have happened over the past like 9 months. But with all of that said, I'm sharing with you, here's what happens, and here's what I was talking about those $1 billion giants and how they like manipulate things. Here is literally how they do some of that stuff. They would actually create situations where they know they create this bottom down here. They put out certain news. They have certain people announce certain things. They have people sell certain amounts of Bitcoin and stuff like that. Next thing you know, the price is like tanking. So that they can come in down here and buy a shitload of it, so that then over the coming couple weeks, it can go from 6,000 to 10, 11,000. They just doubled their money. Not just making a little like, you borrow me $1 billion, I'll go make my $1 million. We're talking about, you borrow me $1 billion, that's cool, we just made an extra $1 billion, here's your $1 billion back. Now, while all that stuff can be manipulated, you see these other lines in here, like the purple one going up and down, the red one, the yellow one that more closely follows these little bars here. There are greater signals, and then down here you see flow lines as well, and you also see the red and the green things, overall averages and things. All of these go together in formulas, and you can predict things to a good certainty. Not 100%, but to a good degree. So essentially, here's what Unifii is doing. They have a team of people who are damn good at this stuff. You have 3 minutes and 59 minutes now. to go grab a free position at cryptoloophole.com. Deadline is June 18th, 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern. These daily signals, they have people who are good at reading. They have guys like, if I were to spend a whole bunch of additional time mastering this stuff, I guarantee I could be amazing at this, and it sure as hell won't take me 2 years. I know that because of previous experiences and things that I've done throughout my life. I have an entire several years of math ahead of everybody in the world in college, and none of that's to brag. Like, none of that. It doesn't even help me, guys, but I'm saying there's guys that not only have that, they've done this for years. And not just in crypto, they've done it in other markets, and they're masters of reading all this. You know why all these happen? Because there's humans behind things, and it's all psychology. Markets are very simple to figure out when you understand human psychology. When you understand bigger principles of trends and like financial vehicles changing hands and the way things are being done, like decentralization of the monetary system, there's some big things happening, and some very corrupted, like the US dollar being taken off the gold standard in 77 by Nixon, and by all of the things that have happened for decades and decades and decades, and all the tiny band-aids that have been put in this Niagara Fall of financial shitstorm. Everything has to come, and the financial shit will hit the fan somewhere. And that's really where cryptocurrency, that's how all this stuff started taking off in the first place. And it took many years to get to where we're at today, and it's still in its infancy. I'm going to show you something really cool at the end here. But here's how the signals work. The guys will come in here, and let's pretend like, let's just pick this peak around right here. Somewhere around right here, they would see some things happening in the general patterns, and they would likely offer a sell signal or whatever for what we're looking at here, which is Bitcoin. And so you would then take the money you would put in. Guys, this could be like 0.01 Bitcoin. This could be 0.1. This could be 110. This could be 100 Bitcoin. And you're managing this in your own wallets that you hold. This isn't you giving it to the company and letting them sell it for you. You're doing this stuff. That's why I didn't make more than just a little bit during the time I was doing this, because I didn't go in and follow the signals. They would turn it to like, hey dude, you need to sell this, it's a red signal, and I would wait days because I was too lazy to go check it consistently. And even though it's only a couple minutes per day, I wasn't doing it back then. So I start training with my children tomorrow. They are 9, 11, and 13. My 11 is 100% committed to doing this. The other two, we'll see how it goes. My children will be following these signals every single day, and I will be showing what's happening with them. And because of my experience with the dropshipping stuff I showed previously, and because of my experience with the CEO of this company and seeing how I believe in his signals, I can freaking stand behind this with my name and my reputation. And that feels really good to be able to back something that I believe in, that I even have a little bit of like insight and history to, which I know that part is like, let's say you're seeing this video and a week from now, you're like, well, dude, you're going to have to pay to get in this thing and check it all out. And you're going to like, that's a bigger barrier, right? You don't have the past 6 months of watching signals like I had. You don't have like any of that background. So that's understandable. We'll have more resources and things to share with you. But because of all that, I'm in a unique position to like be able to sit here and be like, this is going to help a lot of people, just like the dropshipping thing. And I had a huge percentage of people I had introduced to that literally get way into profit. That it was just a big relief. It was way better than the 2 to 4% of people that actually make a little bit of money, or the 1 or fraction of a percentile that gets into like 5 and beyond 5 figures a month. And it just, anybody can make 5+ figures a month in the online industry. You can too, but it takes time. And it takes skills, and leadership and communication and personal development and marketing and traffic and understanding conversions and this way bigger picture. And some of that stuff is done by some systems and people out there, but you still have to get damn good at some different things, including being on a camera. Like if you were to jump on right now and to do something like this, I know to many people in the world, this is among the top couple fears of people on the entire planet Earth. That is a skill. Literally, I got my first real video camera December of 2008. So it's been 9.5 years. I've done thousands and thousands of videos. I've spoken on dozens of stages all throughout the freaking world, all over in many different countries. And that is like, I love doing this stuff. I love serving people. I know that's not normal, and I know it also takes time to develop. I watched a guy get much better on camera. He had a huge desire to, and he literally shot a video every day for like a year straight. Is he like amazing now? No, he's not, but he's way the hell better than the guy from a year ago, and he actually provides a lot more value because he's not all worried about the stuff. But are you willing to wait a year and develop a skill? I wish I could say you were, and I know some of you are. A small fraction of, in fact, 10% and less of people have the genetic driven gene that I know you will, if you believe in something, you'll hang for a year. But this is a solution for you to be able to have a good chance. I can't promise anybody's going to get into profit, but I know, following on how lackadaisical I was in a freaking hugely down. Where's the February thing? Is this February? February of this year. So this market is sucked. We're basically at the bottom right now, but yet I didn't lose the money that I was following signals, and I didn't even freaking follow the system, and I didn't even do them when I was supposed to do them. I missed, like, let's say they give a green signal around here somewhere, and I don't even get it until like halfway up this peak, and then I take just a little bit of it instead of this whole ride up. And then somewhere they give a red, and I don't even check it until it's down here. I'm like, oh shit, I just lost money there. Like, I totally admittedly did not follow like I should have, but yet I still made a little bit. It was freaking awesome. And so I know with the slightest amount of a daily discipline of literally doing this, I'm really excited to show what I'm going to. And I'll share with you guys exactly what I'm doing. I'm going to have my children trading with a percentage of my crypto. And by the way, guys, these daily signals, this is not only Bitcoin. Because if you're only doing Bitcoin, there's only so many upward swings you can catch here. And there's only so many downwards you can prevent from. When you start looking at all of the several, not all, but you start looking at a lot of them. Here's the other part. I only followed Bitcoin, Litecoin, and Ethereum with the daily trades, and I missed tons of, like I was saying, there's periods where I literally went 2 weeks without checking the signals, and I missed a lot of buys and sells in the middle, or at least a couple, and it made a big difference in the numbers in the end. But they were offering like 20 something signals. So if I would have been more serious, I literally could have had a little few buys and sells here every day, or at least every couple days. And I literally could have done, like one of the gentlemen I introduced to crypto, they went from approximately 5 Bitcoin, and that's relatively a lot compared to most people. They went from about 5 Bitcoin all the way up to over 30. And guys, that's totally an anomaly. He also shared with me he did some things on his own outside of the signals. But here's what's freaking awesome. I introduced him, and he didn't do anything with Bitcoin before that. And we taught him the basics, and we taught him the exchanges and all that stuff. And I feel really good about that. I feel really good because he's now sitting on dozens of Bitcoin. And you can look at the price here. You have 10 of these things, that's 65 grand. He has dozens. So that's really, really cool to see a big difference in somebody's life. And that's only over this, like the first half of this year here, in a shitty market. The whole crypto market's been going down this whole year. So that's basically what this is. And I'll go way more deep into things, guys, with some other trainings. And if you're seeing this later, you'll see literally, like, I will literally demonstrate my daily routines. So I will share. I hit all these. This is cool. I didn't even look at my little note card. I hit every single thing on here. So what I'll share with you is what I'm doing with Team Inspire. If we went back to, remember, so guys, that's essentially what this is. Here's what it's going to take for you to go in to be super successful. You're going to have to log into a computer or a phone at least, not at least, one time per day. You're going to have to log into somewhere like Binance or an exchange, and you're going to have to buy or sell based on what you're being guided by the CEO's team of signal reading experts, essentially. I can't promise you're going to have success. They can't. I don't even know what all the full disclaimers and all the stuff are. I just shared my experience over the past 4 months, even though I was watching the signals before that, playing totally half-assed, not even close to my potential, and I still made a little bit of money. That's freaking crazy because I have a shitload of other crypto that was sitting in Bitcoin through all of this, literally just sitting here, bought at different times, and that part is way down. I got demolished. And so this whole year I'm watching things just get ripped apart. Basically the markets are, dude, they're down more than 50%. 70-ish plus or minus. And I want to show you something about a trend and where I'm not going to go in the background either. I could literally do that. I did a 3-hour webinar late last year and I went way more into stuff. This is like, guys, right now you have, well, let's go look at our timer. If you're here live, 3 hours and 47 minutes to get in this thing. CryptoLoophole.com. Deadline is June 18th, 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern to join me. And here's part of what I'm going to be doing within Team Inspire is I have a daily routine gamified setup for you, which means when you go in and you do your signals, you can check off a little box inside a little app. By the way, if you're on Team Inspire, you're going to get to do this for free. At least for the beginning part, you are here for at least the coming month plus. I will probably charge people to do this at some point to take it more seriously, but it's going to be really low. I'm not trying to make a bunch of money off of that. I want people committed to be a part of the gamified community. But gamified means like you're getting points, you're competing against other people that are all playing this game. And the game is do your daily routines. Go in. Did you check your signals today? Did you drink X amount of water today? Did you do a simple 5-minute daily meditation? And you may think that's some free, dude, it's a breathing exercise I'm going to demonstrate to you that's used by Navy SEALs that will change your freaking life. And it's a small little set of activities and you're going to get to check off or don't check off things if you don't do them. And what happens is your life becomes freaking amazing. Now, that's one little thing I'm doing in Team Inspire. The other parts are setting up, like, for example, the trades and the stuff my children will be doing. I will be sharing that and presenting that in a way and putting it into, like I was drawing those sales funnels earlier. We will have Team Inspire sales funnels with that and other kinds of really cool, like the kind of stuff that will help people make a decision that you could share with, whether you want to market to cold traffic and you want to learn about whether it's free marketing or paid marketing, or you have some people you care about you want to share this with. We're going to present some things above and beyond what you're already going to be getting with the company, and they'll have some basic stuff. Like there's a video you can watch. You go where, I don't even know where it is. I'd play it here. It wouldn't look that good to you guys, but he literally shows some of the numbers and how this works. Like even in a down market, how you can make profits by following the signals, by going in once a day. And guys, I know for sure that even if you miss a day here and there, you're still going to do well with this. I firmly believe that in my heart, in my mind, with everything I've seen, everything inside of me. By the way, guys, you paying a little 70, 80 bucks a month, that is not life-changing money to me. And what I mean is, I'm not going to go get rich because you're going to choose to join this. This is way below the level. It's a big leap of faith for me. Here's what I believe is going to happen, is that X amount of people are early adopter enough, or trust me enough, or have seen enough, or heard enough, or experienced something and felt something a little different here, that you're willing to be one of those people like on the dropshipping team from 2014 that had, just imagine what would it be like if for the first time you are literally sitting there looking at like, I'm in profit in something I'm doing online. And I know for a lot of you, that would be the first time in your life. I know for others of you, it takes more to get you excited, like me. And what I foresee is going to happen is that we're going to have a relative to the industry, relatively large amount of people experiencing success, especially running through the daily disciplines and the game that we're literally playing within Team Inspire. And because of that, they're going to go out and literally, it's exactly, you know, the analogy they always use in network marketing, like it should be like a movie. Like if you see a really cool movie, like Incredibles 2, somebody posted on Facebook and we already wanted to go see it. We're totally going to go see it this week. That just got me that much more, like it sold it to me that much more. I'm like, dude, I can't wait. This is going to be awesome. They didn't get paid for making that recommendation. That's the part in network marketing that breaks a lot of people, that when somebody is desperate for money and they know they are going to get paid, they start overselling and pushing something and they overpromise, and then the expectations are met and then it's just a shit show. That's how MLM, that's how that got a bad name decades ago. And it's just more accepted in the culture now. A huge percentage of households in the US regularly are on a subscription, or they pay for a network marketing product like either every month or every year. Like it's like, guys, it's like way over 85 or something % of all households order some type of network marketing based product. But the products have to work. The services have to work. And so what I foresee and why I'm essentially taking a huge leap of faith with something that's in pre-launch, here's why. Guys, I've never pumped a pre-launch in my life. Pre-launch means it's free to join early on here. By the way, guys, you will have to pay to get in this thing if you get in by the deadline. If you're in the deadline, you're going to have to pay in the next like 11 to 30, basically before the end of June, to stay in. But you are going to be able to check things out for the next 10, 12, whatever days. And none of the details don't matter. Your decision now matters. Are you in before this deadline? Because after that, you're going to pay a couple $100 to get in. And then get the same thing that we're going to be going through here over the coming, many months in my case and many other cases. But because I know this owner and I've been watching him for basically 6 months, I've got to know him on a deeper level. I've saw some very candid interviews and I trust him. I trust what I've watched him do. I've literally watched him produce results. I've literally watched him address legal concerns, and I sincerely believe in what's happening here. Now, remember when I talked about the guy that introduced me back here, and I didn't get in until around here? Oh, sorry, up here. So he has an awesome program. I love his recommendations, are amazing. And he puts out like 5 picks a month or something like that. But first of all, you can't get in right now at all. And when you could get in, it was $2,000 just to get in. And that's $2,000 per year. And I think next year when we have to renew, it's going to be higher for us. I don't know if that's locked in for life or not. But when they reopen it, which is going to be somewhere, I believe, in the next month or two, it's going to be way more than 2,000. I know it's on its way towards 5,000. This is nowhere near that ballpark. And I believe this is a cool entry for someone who is willing to do something each day. By the way, if you're like how I was the last 6 months and you're not willing to go check on a computer or phone once a day and literally, guys, I could show you how it works here in Binance. It's just, I'm not going into that right now. That's for other tutorials. If you're not willing to click a couple buttons and buy or sell a couple things each day and spend 5 or 10 minutes on this program is not going to work very good for you. If you could do every other day, it'll probably still work okay for you, not as good as every single day. If you're checking once a week or longer like I did, you need something like that other program I was just referring to, where you buy some little things of recommendations and you just sit on them for the time to come. So I thought there was one other thing. So I want you to imagine that. What would it be like when you're logging on a computer, you're checking your balance, and you're literally seeing the numbers are higher than they were a couple weeks, a month ago. And you're realizing you've been doing these simple little things each day, and they're compounding and making a major difference. So I started doing a bunch of push-ups, sit-ups, running, and biking 29 days ago. And I've had several experiences. I've done more push-ups, sit-ups, running, and biking than I've ever done in my entire life over any 29-day period in my entire life, even semi-pro soccer and everything. And because I've stayed consistent every day, and this is only a month into it, there are major things that I'm noticing, and even some others are starting to notice, and it's only been a month. So as those compound over time, it's going to be even more noticeable to me and to everybody in the world around me. Now, that works whether it's physically, whether it's you measuring your energy, your confidence, your psychology, your relationships, whatever. It also works for your finances. It also works for your relationships and everything else. And so imagine what it's like that you have a growing confidence because you see something that's consistently leading in the direction. You may have days where you lose a little bit, but then over the coming days, week, whatever, you see things, you see oh my God, did you see that big dip? And I didn't lose anything because I was given a signal that I followed. That is a lot better than the experience I had several times where I'm oh my God, did you see that big dip? I just lost all this money. And I look back, I'm shit, they told me to sell that 4 or 5 days ago. And I didn't even look. I didn't even know because I didn't have the signals turned on. I wasn't checking them. I wasn't disciplined. And it's literally a couple minutes a day. And I wasn't willing to put that in. Guys, I had my routine down to 90 seconds a day. That's literally how fast it is. And I wasn't willing to spend 90 freaking seconds a day. I could have made much more. And then what would have happened? I would have put way, way more money into it instead of my play around test amount that I had, couple thousand. And so it doesn't matter wherever you're at. Just imagine that you're able to here's the way I think that if I'm seeing something working, I'm growing confidence, and I believe I have a good ability, dude, all of a sudden I'm attracting in more money in every possible way. And all of a sudden I'm dude, let's not go out to eat because that's another $50, $100 I can go stuff into this because that's going to multiply into hundreds more. What else can I shave off? What else can I leverage? What stuff can I sell? Things open up as you take the action. You don't get inspired first and then go take action. You take the action first, and inspiration always precedes. It always follows. Inspiration seldom precedes the action. And so I think that's everything that I have to share with you. And especially, I'm out so I can go get this video out to my list in YouTube and everything else. So guys, the deadline, that's everything. That's plenty more than you need to know. I tend to love to share like experiences and really like I want to have the experience like I did with my dropshipping team before that company went and changed everything, including the product, including the comp plan and everything. They opened up a whole nother company and everything literally fell apart. And I was like, dude, that sucks. But it was a huge blessing because it led me to really one of the people that opened more doors for anybody else in my entire life, including the guy that opened and ended up at his $10,000 mastermind and introduced to crypto and everything. So everything happens for a reason and a purpose, and it's here to serve us. And I mentioned earlier, here's what's been on my heart and my mind. And if you're like, get in there, check things out, cryptoloophole.com, if you want to come check this, how this whole thing works out. But here's what I want to share with you, is that what's been on my heart and mind, it's literally all gone back to my mission statement. And I literally have the same one that I created at Tony Robbins' Date with Destiny in December 2010. That's the documentary he has, I Am Not Your Guru. Well, you create these giant boards. I have it right in my closet over there. I'm not going to go get it just to save your time. Here's exactly what it says under mission statement. Under the top left, it's the most important part of it. The purpose of my life is to love, to enjoy the journey, and to inspire, teach, and serve others. And that's why I created this for you today, because I believe I can serve that purpose and that mission statement. And I also further know I have a duty, obligation, and responsibility to inspire you, to serve you, to pour love into you, and to help you. And I believe this is literally the best vehicle to throw in at the front end. And even if this turns in to the only thing you end up doing and you could care less about the back end and you could care less about anything else, that is totally fine. I believe this is one of the coolest things. Like, I'm definitely really excited about this. I am definitely purposely toning down because I know I'm high energy. I know I blow people out. I know I've had people, oh, dude, you're so like hypey. I'm like, hypey. I'm like, dude, I'm excited about life just like you were when you were a little kid. What the hell happened to you? We're supposed to be excited. So I've completely dialed down very purposefully so that I can engage and serve even more people, because that's what my mission statement is all about. So I am excited to publicly announce I am locking arms with Unifii. I explained how that all fits in with what I'm doing within Team Inspire. I explained a little bit. I gave you a little bit. We have a group here. We have, in fact, I have a video where I actually went into more details. Oh, I have a kick-ass spreadsheet to track everything. Check this out. I'm actually not going to show you this, but there's this video here. I have this spreadsheet. Oh, wait, you guys can't see anything on the screen. Hang on. Maybe it's meant to be. I wasn't supposed to show you that. So I have a spreadsheet that you will be able to go in or have a VA go in and update the signals for you if you're a slacker like I've been. And then all you got to do is look at your damn spreadsheet and look for the signal and then go tell your kids to do the trades for you or your VA or whatever you want to do. Now, whoever does the trading for you will have access to all your stuff. So you better have a high, that's why I'm not giving my kids everything, because they're going to have to earn that trust over time. I'm not giving any person on earth access to that because I'm taking responsibility for the crypto that I'm going to be putting into this and demonstrating exactly how the signals play out. And guys, I'm not overthinking it. I'm not second guessing the signals. I'm not using any extra background because none of that shit is duplicatable. So what I'm doing, when I get a green signal, let's say like right here, let's say I get a red signal today, but I think it's going to be green anyway. I don't give a shit. If it's red signal from the company, I'm selling it over. And technically what you're doing is parking your Bitcoin over into US dollars, Tether. And so I would go park it, and I'm following what the company says, not what my mind and my background, because that's not duplicatable. And so and I don't want to do the analyzing. I don't want to dive into that stuff. I want to play like robot. In fact, I want it all system. I want the whole damn thing outsourced. I don't want to do anything. I don't want to do any of this stuff. I don't want to log in every day. I want someone to tell me what the signals are on a spreadsheet. I want someone to go make the trades for me. And I want to go live the life and go do more running and biking and more workouts and go out with my family even more and go on more vacations and enjoy life and create even more videos to help even more people to make the world an even better place than it already is. What I should say, to make your world a better place than it already is. Because that's how change works. That's how the ripple impact works. You make the change and you become better and you make changes in your life, and all of a sudden the people around you in your world start to be impacted. That's how ripple impact works. And so that's a little bit of the vision. That's what I'm doing with Team Inspire. This is what I will be focused on. This is what I'm pumped and what I've been. By the way, guys, I've known about this for like more than a month and a half, I believe. And I realize you're just hearing about it here like right before deadline time. So I'm out. I appreciate you. I love you. You know exactly what to do. Go to cryptoloophole.com to sign up for free, only free, before 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern on June 18th. Only a few hours after I'm shooting this video. After that, you're going to have to pay a few $100 to get in, and then you'll still get access to everything else. And the monthly fees, guys, of whatever, 60, 70, 80 bucks or whatever, they don't start for like 30 days or a month after you get started. So, by the way, once you are in for free, if you get in for free, you're going to have literally 11, 12, 13 days to check everything out. You can test the signals and all that stuff. I will be honest, if you're going to sit around and you're not like, several of us will be paid tonight as soon as we go live. Like as soon as we're live, I'm paid, I'm in. Because inspiration seldom precedes you taking action. It almost always comes after it, follows it. And so taking action is throwing the money down. But I understand if you want to check some things out and you want to see it, and that's totally fine. If you do get in this free part before we officially launch, that you're going to have 11, 12 days or so, somewhere before the end of June here, to fully get locked in so that you can continue to get the signals after that. By the way, also, I have a private mastermind Facebook group where I have done all kinds of training and videos, and I'm just barely starting to pour that stuff out there. All of that will be even more, way more, because I'm diving deeper into building Team Inspire. Oh, I need to share this. Super, super important. One of the problems that I've created for myself over the past approximately 4 years is that I didn't put enough emphasis and assets and time and heart into Team Inspire or the things that I was leading. And what happened was I became at the mercy of whatever leaders or systems or companies or other things in the world. And what ultimately ended up happening was the people in my care, which is everybody in my team, that some people have got hurt in different ways, whether it was they overpromised or systems weren't working or comp plans changed or owners were all drugged out or I've never had an owner die, but I've had owners disappear. Essentially, I've had some owners, they kind of have died. Some of you guys may have seen some crazy stuff over the past months with, I'm not naming any names, but those of you that have been around the industry have seen everything I've mentioned and even more. And there's tons. None of that. All the war stories don't matter. What matters is you making a decision to take action. If you want to work with me, if you want to work with what we're doing with Team Inspire, guys, that gamified app I'm doing and everything else, that's a piece of it. I have entire replicated what we're going to end up with is an entire replicated sites and everything so that I can protect the people that I'm introducing to things, and so that we have more control over everything. And that includes Unifii and everything else on planet Earth. So anyway, I'm not going into details about Team Inspire and stuff, but I am sharing, like, one of the things that's become very clear is that I need to focus on my team and Team Inspire, and anything else, that's something in addition to what we have within our team and our culture and the things. And that's why I've created these big ass teams over all the years. Way over 100,000 people in my different teams over the years, way over. And hardly any in those first couple years. The vast majority of all that was all within the past 4 years. And so that's all some of the biggest moves and some of the biggest team cultures, including one team I have. Last time I checked, it was over 25,000 people in the first 5 levels. I can't check lower than 5 levels. It goes down 30 levels deep. That was back in 2010. It went down 30 levels deep. I'm positive that team goes 50 to 100 levels deep now. I'm positive it's way the hell more than 25,000 people, because that's the only ones I can see. That team was started in 2008, and I've got paid every month for almost a decade now. And that team, the foundation of it was because I created something, and it wasn't called Team Inspire yet, but I created this culture, and I had control even when other things were interfering. Companies, products, services, owners, whatever, like other influences. We were able to keep culture together and make decisions as a team, and make decisions to, like, help all of us, even if that meant we had to switch companies altogether or something, which is rare overall. I feel like I've jumped companies in the past, like, dude, I feel like the past 4 years have been crazy. There's been like 4 or 5 main companies. It feels like a lot, but I'm really excited for this Unifii playing a really strong front end, and then creating some really cool foundation for you to go do some serious paid advertising. And guys, I'll show you how to break down the numbers and look at everything, where if you're going to end up making more profits promoting Unifii anyway compared to other vehicles, and we look at your cost per customer and client and your cost per back end sales and everything else, if this ends up being higher, dude, then we just focus here. We don't need the other back end, but there's a bunch of due diligence and things that have to happen. So that's all later down the road, but I wanted to share some vision for some of the bigger leaders and some of the other people out there that you've seen some of what I've done, and we have relationship, and you want to have some insight, and happy to have some conversations too. So guys, love you, appreciate you. I got to go get this video process. Take care. We'll chat soon, guys. Hopefully we'll see you on the inside. Remember, deadline June 18th, 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern, cryptoloophole.com. Love you. Appreciate you guys. Take